basically, this is the letter that you want to get if you're applying to be on the show. Dear Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so since it's Bachelor Monday, Colton is going to decide who he's going to propose to, if he gets engaged. We don't know. I think it's going to be Cassie, but we have to watch to find out. And I figured, since I was rummaging around my closet and cleaning a bunch of stuff, I found all of this amazing, juicy Bachelor memories, and I figured, well, why don't I open it with you guys? And let's take a look at what we have. This is actually the only rose I own, because you know I don't like roses. Let's see what we have. So, where should we start? Why don't we start with, if you watched last episode, I was talking about some journals that I have from The Bachelor. That's right, so these are some journals that I use, and I wrote a bunch of really cool and memorable moments. Let me start with my first journal entry. Saturday, September 24th, 2016. That is a long time ago. They told us to sleep in and be ready for 7:30. Met girls that were inside my limo. Literally, that's all I wrote. I was not really good at writing journals back then. My one-on-one yesterday was probably one of the most memorable experiences. Oh yes, this is when I went to da-da-da-da. Do you remember this? That day, I puked. And I just want to say, if anyone's watching this, they're probably going to be like, oh my god, Vanessa's not over the show. Yes, I am. I just want to show all the amazing memories. It was such a cool experience, and this is just things that I've kept because I think it was such an impactful year for me when I went on the show, and I want to be able to show this with my kids one day, and they can show their kids and be like, wow, Grandma was such a loser. She went on a dating show. And this book is actually from St. Thomas, and this is when I started writing some of my memories towards the end of the show, basically towards my engagement, but we're not going to go there because that ship has sailed. I love keeping memories, and when I was traveling around basically the world, because we did Los Angeles, Wisconsin, New Orleans. We spent some time in New York because we had time off, so I spent about a week in New York before hometown dates. St. Thomas, I said. Did I say St. Thomas? Bimini and Finland. So this is a memory that I have from, this one is from Finland. Swedish, yeah, it's from Finland. So what I like to do is collect. They're still in the boxes, so obviously I have not used them. I like to collect Christmas ornaments. And so I collected a bunch of Christmas ornaments to every country or city that we went to. And, well, this is not a Christmas ornament, but I created it as a Christmas ornament. Hasn't been used yet, because, well, my tree this year is really small. Nice little memory. We didn't really get to see much of the country when we went around to film. That's like another misconception. People think like, oh, you went on the show and you went to all these amazing countries and cities. What did you see? What did you learn? I'm like, well, the hotel room had 4 walls. We didn't really get to see much. And this one is another Christmas ornament from the Caribbean. So I think this one is from St. Thomas. Yep, from St. Thomas. Since we didn't have our cell phones, we weren't able to take pictures, and that's how, you know, nowadays, that's how we keep all of our memories, through videos or pictures, and I wanted something tangible that I can bring with me back home. So these are all the little Christmas ornaments. Oh, this is in New Orleans. Obviously, I took the Canadian mask, but it broke. But this is when we were in New Orleans and we were filming a segment. I'm not even sure if they aired it, but we all had masks, masquerades, masks. Yeah, that's broken. If that wasn't a sign. Then New York. Okay, so this one was in New York City. It was in a little Christmas like shop or like a little Christmas area, and you're able to create your own Christmas ornaments. And it says, trust your heart. This is something that Nick would always tell me during the show. Again, I'm not reminiscing. This is not a sappy video. This is just like really cool, amazing memories. And I do have great memories of the show. This is from New Orleans. And it reminded me so much of back home since I'm from Quebec. And, oh yeah. So when I was in Bimini, you can still see this is one of the resorts we stayed. I don't know if this is the resort we stayed at, but I stole a napkin. And this is a seashell, and I figured I love DIY projects. I was gonna create this, I was gonna make this into a Christmas ornament. Just never got around to it. We didn't really get time to go on the beach, so whenever we were somewhere where I can take a little piece of the island or of the country with me, I took full advantage of it. So those are some of the Christmas ornaments that I bought from the places that I went to go visit. So this is... Okay, so once you're on the show, you're stripped away from everything. No TV, no cell phones, no computers, no magazines, no radio. And I remember when we were traveling to different hotels, they would actually drape the TVs with curtains and blankets so that you couldn't watch TV. Oh yeah, we had no idea. It was during the elections too. A lot of stuff was happening in the world then. Well, I had nothing to read, so what my family actually did, they wrote me a bunch of letters. And whenever I felt lonely or if I felt sad, I would read the letters that my family had written me. So that's like a really cool idea. If ever you're planning on going on the show and you want to feel like there's a piece of home with you, ask your family, beg your family, demand your family for them to write you a card. But it was my birthday, so we went filming the end of September. My birthday's September 30th, so I spent my birthday at the mansion. And I actually remember they bought us pizza. Oh, the juicy stuff. I can't show you what the address is, but basically this is the letter that you want to get if you're applying to be on the show. August 26th, 2016. I literally was like, why would they want me for? Like a little girl from St. Leonard. But that's a letter that you definitely want to get if you're planning on going on the show. Oh, this is interesting. So this, I remember when I didn't submit myself for the show, my best friend Jen, who loves the show, I was single for 3 years, she kept saying, you need to go on the show, you're single, you're not meeting anyone, and I was like, I would never, I remember saying like, I would never do anything like this. And I get a call one day, we want to know if you're still single. I was like, whoa, how did she know I'm single? Like, that's so cool. So I called my friend Jen, and she's like, yeah, I submitted your picture, I don't even know what the process is to audition for the show. But basically, once I met with them in LA, they gave me a paper, and it basically tells you what you need to do in the next round of auditions. And so I don't know if I'm not showing this, but basically, it's a picture, like a photo shoot you need to send and submit to the network, to the franchise or whatever, to the show. And a lot of do's and don'ts, and I probably sent in a lot of don'ts because I hate taking pictures. And that was a very stressful time in my life. I remember thinking, well, my hair is dirty, which it always is. But I'm like, it's not a smell-a-thon, whatever. Nothing dry shampoo can't fix. So I think that's it for the paperwork. So I showed you, I feel like you probably want me to read a little bit more from my journal. Damn it. Okay. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is cool. Slipped when I walked into the room.